Okay, so exercise 908, question 9 and 10 is what I'm going to go through now. So for question 9, we want to copy and complete each of the following table of values of which of the exponential graphs E, F, G, or H would result from plotting that set of points. So I'm just going to do A. So equation A is y equals 2 to the power of x. So on my calculator, I'm going to go 2. I'm going to hit my x box button to get to my power, and then I'm going to put in my x value of minus 3. When I put this into my calculator, I get it as a fraction of 1 over 8, or as a decimal of 0.125. I think it's easier to write it as a fraction. Then for minus 2 as my x value, so I'll go 2 to the power of negative 2. I get my fraction to be as a quarter, or as a decimal, it's 0.25. Then when I put to the power of minus 1 into my calculator, I get the fraction of a half, or 0.5. Then when I go 2 to the power of 0, I get the value of 1. Then when I go 2 to the power of 1, I get the value of 2. Then when I go 2 to the power of 2, I get the value of 4. And then 2 to the power of 3 in my calculator, I get the value of 8. So what we want to do is we want to have a look at which graph, either E, F, G, or H, matches up with this table of values. So the first thing I'm going to look at is my when x equals 0, y equals 1, because that is my y-intercept. So on this axis here, my y-intercept here is at 1 for both graphs, like so. However, on this graph over here, my x-intercept is at minus 1, not at 1. So that means for A, it's not going to be G or H. So we're just looking at E or F. I'm then going to look at my next positive x value, which is 1, and it's at the point 1, 2. So the point 1, 2 is here, and that matches on my graph F. Then my next positive x value is 2 with a y value of 4, which is this point here. And then we have 3, 8. So that means that graph F matches up with equation A. So we'll write that this equals F. Does that make sense? So then you do the same for B, C, and D. Make sure that when you are substituting in your x values that you put them in brackets. So this one here would be y equals 2 to the power of negative bracket negative 3x. Okay, so then question 10, what we want to do is by finding suitable points, match each equation to one of the exponential curves, either A to D. So what I'm going to do for equation A is I'm going to find out where my y-intercept is. So how I'm going to do this, to find my y-intercept, I'm going to sub in x equals 0. Okay, so for A, I have the equation y equals minus 1 plus 2 to the power of x. I'm going to let x equal 0, so I'll have y equals minus 1 plus 2 to the power of 0, which gives me minus 1 plus 2 to the power of 0, gives me the point of 0. So therefore, this coordinate, my x and my y coordinate, equals 0, 0. So for A, which graph goes through 0, 0? 0, 0 is here, and it is graph B. So that means A goes through graph B. Now you're going to do the same with equation B, C, and D. Sub in x equals 0 and find out what the y-intercept is. So you're going to get a y-intercept of 1 or a y-intercept of 5, and then you can work out which graph it is that way.